This week, your Netflix top 10 had several change-ups, so let's dive right in. Coming in at number 10 is so indicative of so many of the GIFs I use on social media. It's just so awesome. Coming in at number 10 is Will Ferrell with Talladega Nights. Love that. Shake and bake. I want to go fast. Coming in at number 9 has been a mainstay for I think the last 7 months now. Coming in at number 9 is none other than Coco Melon. Coming in at number 8 was I think 3 weeks ago's number 1 when it debuted. It's starring Kevin Hart, and this was a super awesome, really heartfelt and emotional movie. It was very raw and honest. Number 8 is Fatherhood. Coming in at number 7 is one that I personally am like super excited to see. It looks really cool. It almost reminds me, when I saw the trailer, it almost reminded me of like the Neverending Story, kind of, sort of, meets Inkheart when the book comes to life. So coming in at number 7 is The Bureau of Magical Things. Ooh, that's so Taeler Hendrix. I love that. Coming in at number 6 was I think last week or the week before is number 1, starring Liam Neeson, who I share a birthday with. Coming in at number 6 is Ice Road. Coming in at number 5 is a Netflix original series. It's a contest where these, I guess, a bunch of like hot looking young adults, young professionals, all are put on this island in a contest where they have to resist sexual activity in order to gain the ultimate prize, which I think is a money prize. So I think it's in its 2nd season. Coming in at number 5 is Netflix's Too Hot to Handle. Coming in at number 4, I believe stars quite a few A-list actresses. It is Mother's Day. Coming in at number 3 was one that I just watched last night, and I'm going to actually be launching a segment on not just here on Talks with Taeler Hendrix, but also on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Taeler Hendrix, where I'm going to be doing movie and show reviews. So this will be one of the first ones I get to do. I watched this last night, so it's super cool to see it in the Netflix top 10 this week. Coming in at number 3 is Fear Street 1994 Part 1. Guys, this was awesome. This was definitely a must-see. As you guys know, I'm a super big like horror fan, and I love like the stuff about like the occult and supernatural and serial killers and things like that. So this one was actually really, really fun. Highly suggest you check it out. It wasn't too gory. It had a really good story. It left you with a pretty good cliffhanger where you were excited to watch part 2 when it comes out. Super stoked. Check it out. Fear Street 1994 Part 1. Coming in at number 2 is was also in last week's top 10, is a Netflix I believe series called Sex/Life, and apparently it is trending because it is actually based on real life events, and the diary from the show actually does exist. Dun dun dun. This actually looks really good, so I definitely want to check that out. Coming in at number 1, no surprise, and yet also a surprise because it's not a very new show. Coming in at number 1 is definitely certified by Mama Hendrix. This is one of her favorite TV shows right now and has been for the last couple of years. It is Manifest. Manifest has 2 seasons. 2 seasons available on Netflix, where the show is based around kind of like a conspiracy theory meets mystery meets sci-fi drama, if you can kind of picture that. It's about basically this plane that goes missing and it never lands. Nobody's really been able to find it, and then years later the plane lands and all the people that were on board come off, and they have to kind of deal with the trials and tribulations that come along with realizing that while they were gone, missing, life went on without them. So now they have to kind of figure that out and then figure out like what happened to them and why. And nobody seems to know where they were or how long they were missing. So it's very, very interesting. It's like dun, dun, dun. So that is this week's Netflix top 10. I'm telling you guys, the more I do this episode, the more I'm like, oh my gosh, I literally look like that shrunken head from Beetlejuice. Oh, basic B problems, I guess. Some Netflix recommendations by me for this week are as follows. Obviously, guys, I'm going to be repping Grey's Anatomy. Let's get real. You have seasons 1 through 16. I think they might be either just did add 17 or they're adding season 17 to Netflix very, very soon if they haven't already. So that's like 16 to 17 seasons of binge-worthy content. definitely check it out. Also on my recommendations list this week is obviously Fear Street 1994, part 1. That soundtrack alone was awesome. It took me back. When I was a kid, I was listening to that music and I had no idea that it was, I don't know, because like I was a kid in the early 2000s, so I didn't know that that music came out like by 1994. Anyways, also I'm going to be repping this week Talladega Nights. Come on, it's hilarious. Get a good laugh. Life is so stressful. It's rough, so you got to be tough. So it's nice to just take a laugh every once in a while. I'm also going to be recommending Trailer Park Boys because it is absolutely hilarious in my opinion. Another recommendation I have this week is Working Moms. I cannot say enough great things about this show because I think it's just so raw and authentic, and a lot of the struggles that the characters on the show are going through I think are really relatable to a lot of us in our everyday lives, from juggling being a single parent or, you know, a married couple, you know, trying to have a baby, or trying to juggle children or a personal life and a professional life. What happens when those two meet? The financial struggles of an apartment, owning a home, looking for a home, paying for college, you know, and a lot of different political and personal aspects that come along with being, you know, a human being in today's society. So highly recommend it. Season 5 was great. Those are my recommendations this week for your Netflix top 10 and my personal recommendation.